My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the Bazaar. We're going to be playing Dually today. Let's get him, buddy. Is the railgun build finally going to show up for us? I'd like it to. Companion core, haste adjacent items, 2 seconds. Critical core, this is the item to the right, at plus 15% crit chance. Any item to the left charges it, and it charges off of crits as well. And ignition core, burns, scales burning item to the right, and any item to the left causes it to go off. I'm going to take the companion core, because you can go for friends with the companion core, but you can also not, if you'd prefer. Like, yes, friends charge the companion core, and the companion core itself is a friend, but also it hastes adjacent items, not adjacent friends. It got a little weaker now that it doesn't, haste every friend on the board, but it also got stronger in some ways, because now it's a really reliable way to apply haste to things like crane or railgun. I mean, the only one of these that's functionally useful for us at all is Pyro. I definitely can't beat Viper day one with literally no damage on board. And Pyro holds both Cinders. When you sell this, your leftmost item gets +1 burn, as well as Fiery. Your burn items have +2 burn, which would heavily incentivize taking a couple of the burn-related friends for Companion Core. Nice. We get Cinders, okay, sells for 2 gold, gives a +1 poison, burn, rather. Pretty happy about that. Strange Mushroom for our level up, and now, what store do I get? Cool, JJ, sells general items.
And sometimes I sell stuff.
Armadillo, when you shield, charge this 2 seconds. The fact that it's a friend and does damage means that I have to buy it, even if I didn't want to.
Enjoy your purchase.
GPU, haste the core for 1 second, and thrusters, adjacent items have their cooldowns reduced by 6%. Both importantly tech items, but I can't buy both of them and then roll and then hope to be able to buy good things. So I'm gonna roll past them. Hamlet, when you slow, charge this 1 second. It's a friend.
Now, if that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund.
And I will take
Do you have to leave
Coolant, just to fill out the rest of my board. That's fun. Shield for 30 and get 2-second cooldown off of Armadillo at the very start. I'll take it.
It takes real confidence to let a kid train you. I'm impressed.
Alia the Terror. So what? Previously, I'm fighting Alia the Merchant, and now at the end of the day, I'm fighting Alia the Terror. Are you wielding many weapons? Barely. You've got a fang. A singular fang. That's still only 1 haste trigger, but with a golden seaweed, they're going to be able to out-heal my damage very, very comfortably. So it doesn't really matter that they're not doing that much poison, because it'll still be enough. That's unfortunate. Admittedly, it's not like we have a powerful day 1 board here, so...
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
That's really unfortunate. Oh well. Gotta be the Lost Crate. Sure. Tinker, show me some friends.
I will free others.
I mean, that's a theming. Monitor Lizard, when you haste, this gains +1 poison for the fight. The companion core is obviously hasting. Bomb Squad, when you use an adjacent friend, haste. That'll probably win more fights.
This one's strong. He'll keep you safe.
There's also a Microdave every 6 seconds burns 6 when you use a small item charges 1 second. With Microdave and Monitor Lizard and Companion Core, I only have like 6 slots at the moment, so there would be no small items charging Microdave. We don't have especially fast damage at all, but I think the Monitor Lizard is going to be more than enough to deal enough damage to Rogue Scrapper. So whenever I use the Companion Core, that's 3 hastes. 1 haste for the Bomb Squad, and then another haste to each adjacent of the Companion Core. So the Monitor Lizard gets +3 poison. And also it gets additional poison whenever the Hamlet goes off. Yeah, nice. Junkyard Club. When you sell this, your weapons gain 6 damage, but also it sells for 4 gold. That's pretty good here early. I'll take a bronze tier item. There's a lot of items I'd be happy to see. Isocoric Freezer isn't one of them, but I'll take it. Block Party, get a friend. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but I prefer staying indoors, so I don't think Block Party is the way that I'm going to do it. Middle, you sell medium items, and an upgrade of either Monitor Lizard or Armadillo would be huge. A replacement by Tyrannosaur would be huge.
Sale, no sale. I want what's right for you.
Chemsnail, poison 3, slow an item for 1 second. And does that every 3 seconds. Every 4 seconds. That's probably better than Armadillo right now. Like, if I intend...
Oh, delivery's free. I like the exercise.
Like, if I intend to do poison damage to them, this is definitely a better play. Chemsnail's a faster friend for the sake of the Companion Core charge, for the sake of Hamlet, who will also speed up because it's a faster friend. Actually, that same reason means that Chemsnail should be next to Bomb Squad. Blast Doors. When your opponent uses a weapon or a burn item, charges 2 seconds. Admittedly, that would be really nice defense for us. I don't believe I can afford to field it right now, though. Like, if I were going to field it, how would it be? I'd need to take 2 slots off of our current board. I guess I would just keep both of my poison slots and we would just field Blast Doors instead of Hamlet and Bomb Squad. So the Monitor Lizard will scale significantly slower. There'll be significantly less poison going out there. But if I run into a weapon or burn build, I actually have a chance rather than current state, which doesn't. I talked myself into it.
Bring it back. I want you to be happy.
I mean, there's nothing reliable I can get from Curio that I want right now. So it's definitely Kina. 3 regeneration makes almost no difference at this point. Especially if Kina can show me upgrades for items that I have. Hello. Alright. Well, I'm going to sell the Junkyard Club. Getting enough money to upgrade our Blast Doors.
You are enough, friend. But I'm glad you bought this.
Which does mean I'm going to be making that substitution. I do think the friends are still the things that actually want to take the haste target so that they actually feed that haste back in. The Blast Doors is largely going to be triggered by enemies using weapon or burn items. I could drop Isocoric and get an upgrade on Bomb Squad. I don't think Bomb Squad stays with us for long, but also at the same rate, like, Isocoric isn't going to stay with us for long. An upgraded Bomb Squad would go on fields as well as Hamlet after I level up. I'm not going to tell you I'm proud of my board. Don't let anyone tell you that I'm telling you that I'm proud of my board, because they would be wrong.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Trebuchet. Ooh, Trebuchet with a rocket boots in order to give it some additional chances of haste. You've only got one charge on that grenade. It did crit. 25%, by the way. I've never been happier to have blast doors. We got below half health, so it immediately used for 200 HP, and then it got used again, another 200 HP.
Like my crew
And then
says,
the enemy died
"Bob,
to the poison.
Another round.
Did it give us 600 over the course of that fight? What was up? Yeah, 600 over the course of that fight. Single-handedly won that combat. Look, I'd love to go to Isla, but I can't afford it right now. It's very expensive. I'm gonna take a free item from the treasure chest. It's an alpha ray. Oh boy. Head to the Lost Crate. After this fight, we'll have enough money that I feel much more confident going to a shop. Scout Trooper, you're gonna be attacking very, very quickly. Which the blast doors will be like, yum, 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 thank you very much. Yum, delectable. Oh, more, sir, more. So, I'll exploit that. I don't want to keep this monitor lizard for long at all. Very, very, very quickly it won't be enough. Very quickly. We haven't even gotten below half health yet. It'll activate again when we get there. Grappling hook every 6 seconds, deal 18 damage and slow an item. Bronze tier upgrade. Oh. Damn. Well, the damn is because you know what comes next, right? I desperately don't want to upgrade the monitor lizard. But what do I need right now? More offense. When do we want it? Now! This will literally double the amount of additional poison it gets whenever I haste. I don't want this to be what I'm doing. But right now, it kinda has to be. Alright, Buckun. You buy medium... you buy smalls at a +1? I got 3 smalls I will happily sell you. And you sell mediums and larges. There's a couple mediums I definitely want.
I love them all.
I love them all. Brick Buddy. Every 5 seconds, shield 20. When you use an adjacent friend, this gains 5 shield for the fight. Admittedly, one of the best shield scaling options available.
Smaller than quick.
Not just to dually, but in the game. However, if I'm running blast doors, I don't think I run it. Because I can't run both. That's too much of my board dedicated to survivability. And I think blast doors is better than it right now. Definitely get Carl. When you haste, chances 2 seconds.
Did you see it, Quicksilver? I made a sale.
Carl does a lot of damage, already does 90 damage by this default here. I'm already incentivized to get it because I'm already doing a bunch of haste work on my board. When you haste, charge this 2 seconds. So how do I have the most hastes? Having Bomb Squad adjacent and then Carl on the other side. So whenever I use Carl, it immediately gets 2 seconds of its cooldown from the Bomb Squad as well. And the Bomb Squad is seeing the most hastes on board. But the Bomb Squad's also not an important target to get that perma haste. whereas Race Carl can hold that perma haste and deal significantly more damage. So I think Race Carl does want to be in the position it's currently in. It still just wants to be adjacent to the bomb squad at least. Oh, thank you, friends. Hello.
Every factory and junkyard will liberate every robot.
Well, this is really annoying. Bomb squad to get 1 additional burn. Yes, it gets an additional second of haste, but it's already got perma haste. Irrelevant. 1 additional burn. And it costs me 4. Or I could buy Chem Snail's upgrade for some additional poison, additional slow, or Armadillo's upgrade, some additional damage. I think it's none of these. I don't think any of these are staying with me long term. I think if I roll and I saw something important, I'd sell both Armadillo and Chem Snail for it in a heartbeat. Like Bill! Oh yeah, I'm 100% gonna do it. It's just how do I do it? Thing is, if I take Bill, Bill will be my damage, so I can actually get rid of the Monitor Lizard. Oh, sorry, Bill. Every 5 seconds, deal 10 damage. When you use another friend, it gains 10 damage. Sorry, this gains 10 damage to the fight. And your other friend's cooldowns are reduced by 10%. Gigantic. I told you Monitor Lizard was not long for this world. You can't tell me that you didn't expect this to happen. I told you it was going to happen.
Next time.
Okay, so now the damage dealer is back to being Bill Dozer, so I just care about amount of haste triggers. So this is probably the correct orientation. Okay, you've lost a single day. Was it your first? Oh yeah, it was, and then you picked up rigged and a full board. Oh, I mean that's a silver tier alpha ray, but still alpha ray is not actually really threatening damage scaling anymore. Like it used to say double the amount of damage scaling it has at the same tier. Yeah, and the blast doors did what the blast doors do, and that is shut out damage. Thank you for hitting me with a rocket launcher, by the way. Every 6 seconds, so I don't know actually how this works. If the enemy uses a weapon that burns you, do you lose 4 seconds of your cooldown or only 2 seconds? Regardless, pulse rifle at the absolute least, every 4 seconds gave me 6 seconds worth of charge for the blast doors. Lovely. We can also have a look here and see most common activator was Race Carl. Makes sense with the amount of haste that's going out onto the board. Second most common being Companion Core. And Bill Dozer was doing decent damage, but realistically the damage in the early game is coming still out of Race Carl. If the fight goes long enough, then Bill Dozer will take over. But like, Race Carl already starts with 90 damage. Bill Dozer needs to see 8 other friends activated before it even does the same. Okay, this is way too many Tinkers. I literally can't afford to go to all of them. If I went there and saw a Bill Dozer upgrade, I'd be really sad because I literally would not be able to afford it. I'd have to sell Blast Doors and Race Carl. So for that reason, I'm going to go to the Acacia Riches to get gold. Definitely lost crate. 100% lost crate. Take the level 5. Argenta offers us...
You came to the wrong Sphinxian.
If-
I believe in joy.
Improvised weaponry. When you crit, your weapons gain 5 damage to the fight. Exposing toxins. When you poison, your items gain 1% crit chance for the fight, but I'm going to take machine learning. You usually don't even get a good skill here at Argenta, especially as Dooley. But upgrading the core so that I am actually getting perma haste, or closer to getting perma haste on Bill Dozer is really important.
When you're ready, I'll send you to Orlin. But I'll keep you as long as I can.
None of these enemies have anything unique that I want. Yeah, that's true. Alright, so I'm just going Deadly Karuna. I just want the largest amount of money. Left-handed would be pretty good, actually. 30 additional damage for the Race Skull. I just reorganized my board. Alright, we're officially long enough into the fight that Bill Dozer is doing more damage per hit. It still is not hitting as many times as Race Skull. Actually, hang on. It might have eclipsed it in damage this fight. Almost. One more hit and it would have gone there. Ganjo. I mean, Ganjo's really good, but it's really hard to run when you've got a core. Because, like, the core is 2 spaces. Ganjo is another 2 spaces, right? The core is probably related to some sort of scaling. The Ganjo is probably related to some sort of scaling. The core might be related to some keywords, including tech or friend or things of that ilk. Ganjo has no keywords. Like, it's a bit tough. There's almost no small items I care about right now. Blastoise is going to have to get off the field at some point, at which point, like, First Aiden, obviously. We just want fast friends. But I don't think I need to do that yet. I think I'm actually sitting pretty comfy. Cutlass. Every 5 seconds, deal 20 damage, multi-cost 2, and deals double crit damage as well. Orion sells tools. I don't think I've got any tools that I care about right now. If only Metronome was a tool. It really needs a tag. It feels like Metronome should be a tool. And so we buy it, eat it fins to gain max health. I'm gonna do that and get some regen as well.
Health food. Literally.
Even better for holding back weapon builds. Oh, hello. You gambling on a weapon build, buddy?
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
You are not. There is one weapon on that field. And more boy. Well, Torpedo is a pretty annoying weapon for us. They don't have any way to reload the Torpedo, though. So they need it to do lethal damage within 2 hits. And actually, if I can't charge my Blastoise in time, it'll do it.
I flow like the waves.
Ouch. I mean, like, they oh, dang. Talk, it would be hilarious if you offered me the ability. I mean, haste, slow, and cooldown items. Literally, like, Bill and Race and Bomb Squad are all eligible for upgrades here.
I was expecting you 0.5 seconds ago.
I'll take First Aiden. Forklift. What a meme. Deals 5 damage for each item to the left of this. Haste this, and the items to the right for 2 seconds. It's also Camsnail. Oh, it does it every 10 seconds? Oh, why? Why? Let's roll. Heavy GPU. Haste the core for 2 seconds and slow an item for 1 second. And then Pylon as well. Slow an item for 1 second. And when you slow, haste an item 1 second. Funnily enough, there's also mech moles when you haste. When this gains haste, rather. Your weapons gain 4 damage to the fight. When this gains haste, your shield items gain 4 shield for the fight. I don't think it's either of those. These numbers are just very low. Yes, it's a really good trigger, but the numbers are still very low, and they literally got doubled in the last batch. Heavy GPU. Haste the core for 2 seconds and slow an item for 1 second. And then Pylon, slow an item for 1 second. When you slow, haste an item for 1 second. This is a lot of haste for Race Skull.
You're making me wait. Hey.
I am making you wait. This would require the core still to be on field, but the only way I could fit the core and Pylon and Companion core on field at the same time is with 11 slots on board, because I would want Bill and Racecarl to be the final two. So, like, if we are taking... We're planning for a possible future. Here's why. Pylon activates every 3 seconds to slow a single item for a second, and when it slows, it hastes an item for 1 second. So, if I can find slow triggers, suddenly Racecarl becomes incredibly quick because of the Pylon.
We don't have time for this. Our lives are draining away.
I know, buddy, but this is an important decision-making point. Like, that for Pylon doesn't feel good. The damage scaling of Bill's really low. I'm going to get out of here without taking it, but here's the really big reason that Pylon is still a huge consideration. Because Pylon, when enchanted, says, when you slow, do X. So having an incredible enchant target and already a possibility of pivoting into it with that and heavy GPU would be good if I could run it. Now, there is a world where Bill Dozer doesn't stay on that field. We keep Pylon, heavy GPU, then I guess first Aiden? Actually, it'd probably be Hamlet when you slow charges 1 second. So we'd be slowing 3 times every 6 seconds, another time every 4 seconds, so this becomes faster than first Aiden. This is looking to spend all of my money right now in order to increase the speed of Racecarl while taking all of my defensiveness off board. I can't do this. I tried really hard. Solar Farm, when you burn, charges 2 seconds, and it hastes all of your other items. Fun. Mod Squad, how big is your bill? Is it small enough that I can take it? That's a silver bill, buddy. You've got beautiful friendship, you've got a silver bomb squad, you've got a silver first Aiden. I have never had more targets at Mod Squad. Crypto is a hit. Additional money first Aiden is a hit. Bill Dozer is a hit. Bomb Squad is a hit. We will take the Blast Doors into that fight, though. The skill, beautiful friendship, my god, let me let you know that that's a hit. I'd love to get the bill upgrade here, specifically because our upgrade at the end of this level is already earmarked for turning Bill into a gold tier, because that, your other friends' cooldowns are reduced by 20%, and that includes the core, and Carl, and Bomb Squad. Like, it gets pretty nutty. I'll take the crypto. Middle selling medium items, eh? I'll head there because I got a lot of money and I need to use it to try and get power.
Nothing huge. All about moderation.
Fuel Rod. Every 8 seconds, burn both players 10. Every 8 seconds. Oh, it's so common. Haste adjacent items 2 seconds. Oh, what? I could put this... Wow. Bill Dozer and Racecarl are both vehicles? I could lower their cooldown by 10%. Anyway. How does it upgrade? Let's quickly check. Like, does it actually get the dumb numbers? No, 20% cooldown reduction in its maximum version. Yikes. I'm now significantly more interested in taking Brick Body. because it'll have lower cooldown from Bill Dozer. It's about to be 20% lower cooldown. The Blast Doors is going to start tailing off in terms of power pretty quickly here. It'll speed up my companion core resolutions. There's a lot of reasons to take that brick, buddy.
Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that.
I don't need to generate value as much as I need to expend it
in.
right now.
Let's chat.
I'm gonna take the bomb squad off field to field first aid instead. And first aid goes there, and then that goes there, something like that. So we've got significantly better defensive scaling, and our damage scaling is taken care of by Bill Dozer, and this is literally just here as like an activator. I mean, it's also damage. It's none of those though. Even when they turn up next to one another, I don't think it's Deck Tape and Armadillo anymore. Even with Defense Grid. I just don't think they're anywhere near fast enough. Charcoal's fun. When you use another friend, this gains +1 burn for the fight. Could I see my way to a board that doesn't run Carl? Like that? And then charcoal on the other side. Gets additional burn off of the additional scale. Honestly, like if I care about my damage scaling, it comes from Bill Dozer, so I should ignore it. Charcoal is not a fast burn application, so the solar farm isn't especially excited to see it either.
Maybe if I got them goods.
All right, Billiam. Yeah, it's Billiam. When you use another friend, it gains. Sorry, this gains. It would be very, very different. This gains 20 damage to the fight, and all of my friends' cooldowns are reduced by 20%. Yay! First Aiden is almost pre-patch. 3.2 second cooldown. It's almost like he's what he used to be. I gotta say, if I was gonna run into any enemy and say, oh, this is an enemy against whom my Blast Doors is not gonna be relevant, it would be Pygmalion.
I should warn you.
Or, of course, I could run into Matchbox or just a bunch of squares and feel pretty dumb, but... yeah, that's not a huge amount of weapons. I think we do prefer Brick Buddy in this instance. 4% crit chance on that blade. Brick Buddy has built up a pretty significant amount of defense. Bill Dozer's picked up a pretty significant amount of damage.
Next time,
Hell yeah.
I'll show you what I learned from this.
It's a gold Regal Blade on day 5. I'm not saying, sorry. My incredulity is that it didn't kill me. We have literally elite health as Dooley. The docks for some money. Honestly, give me a haste item. Gives armory, health, toughness, and shield related items. I'm not gonna completely ignore those, but like, give me a race. Give me a haste item. Fuel rod. Oh. I was actually, I was about to stumble across saying, give me a race car. I don't think race car counts as a haste item for the sake of that one, but it should. I don't know. I'm not certain. I'm not always certain what they consider those. Like, apparently, Cult does not consider Powder Flask or Ramrod to be ammo items. They are ammo reference items. So this might just be a haste reference item rather than a haste item. There's a huge upside in going to Isla. It's literally Bill Dozer or Race Carl, right? Like, that's the huge upside. It's so narrow, and Race Carl isn't even that big a hit. I don't want to mess up my HP number, so I'm going to take my experience here. Foreman, eh? When you slow, haste a weapon is definitely like one of the most powerful things we could pick up here. The ability to double up slow triggers into haste triggers. Then we definitely want a pylon. We'll pylon that pylon. Foreman does have Crane, which with an appropriate reformation of the board I could certainly see myself using. It would go like right there. Of course, I did really want an upgrade before I can actually field it, because otherwise it's going to damage scale significantly less powerfully and more slowly while I don't defend myself than Bill Dozer currently does. And Enclave Weaver is the golden experience option. I'm going to go for Dire Mosquito, and the reason is because even if I whiff and don't get Paralyzing Rush, which, like, absolutely the best hit here, 100%, I could get Neural Toxin when you use an adjacent weapon, slow an item for 2 seconds, which is also really, really big for possible pivots back into Pylon. Or I could just get an Insect Wing. Finally reduce the cooldown of an item by 6%. That'd be nice. I'm going to save you from a bug that I encountered off camera. Don't sell the Insect Wing while you're in the middle of trying to upgrade another item from a level up reward. Because if you do, it won't update the cooldown of the item. It's really sad. Middle, please.
What can I get you?
Charging Station. When you use the item to the left of this, charge the item to the right of this. 1 second. When you use the core, it gains 20 damage with the fight. Honestly, not that bad, but Bill Dozer is contributing towards my cooldown reduction and having things go off at speed. This would really want one item that's going off incredibly quickly. So, like, I guess Race Carl, it would care. It would sit there, and then Charging Station next to it, and then we need something else that really, really, really cares about receiving that. I don't think we have a setup for that yet. Look, I'm not going to tell you we're doing it, but having a copy of a power drill so it's possible that we can pivot, especially when Solar Farm is here. I'm so focused on this power drill pivot. I keep thinking about it always. But like the power level of the power drill that I really want to get back to is when you have Knife Tricks, but Knife Tricks is not even reliable anymore. I need so many status effects, and I have basically none at the moment. I'm just going for haste right now. I'll pick it up afterwards. If I need it, I'll get it later. Malafunk teaches burn skills. Friendly Hug would be nice. Warm Hugs whenever you use a friend burn, because that's immediate activation of Solar Farm, and then suddenly Solar Farm would be there, and we would do this. Warm Hugs. But Warm Hugs is gold tier, I believe, is when it starts. Yeah, gold tier. Obviously, slow related would be nice, but only things that trigger slow, and those don't really occur in the silver tier that we're currently being offered most likely, so I'm going to go to all in.
I am not a warrior. I am just a man who has lived a long time.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things. Toxic Flame, when you burn with an item poison 1, when you poison with an item burn 2, that would definitely demand that I have the power drill, right? And then we find a way to we find a way to burn or poison, and either burning or poisoning triggers the Solar Flame. So we're hopefully getting one of those on something that's capable of bypassing a cooldown. Nice. Immolating Spark. Your leftmost burn item has +6 burn. Cool. Beautiful Friendship. When you use a friend, your weapons gain +3 damage for the fight. I'll be taking Beautiful Friendship.
To our community, we Sphinxians thank you.
And he's currently selling small items. First aid and upgrade. Metronome. A speculative battery pickup, perhaps, but that's about it. We're really not enthused by this Andy. I'm gonna get some more max HP and regeneration.
Solid. That's
Oh, crypto selling for max value right now, and insect wing cooldown reduction. I will absolutely be giving that to my big bad Bill. Getting race car below a 6-second cooldown so that it triggers off of only 3 hastes is nice, but when I'm not triggering hastes consistently enough for it to get its full charge just from haste consistently, it doesn't really make that much difference. Oh dear. Force field to deal their damage, their shield in damage to me. So I need to be very, very, very fast with my damage, especially because they're going to be scaling their shielding with the armored core, or I will lose. Looks like our damage was fast enough. I mean, like, that's a pretty okay armored core version. I mean, they have Tiny Dancer, so 10% cooldown reduction to all the items on board. Toughness, defense grid, giving them 20% of their max HP as shielding at the start of the fight. All of that's really good. I just think even though the force field is like a fast trigger of 3.6 seconds, it should go on the other side of the armored core so that it can get the additional shield and then deal that damage equal to that shield. So yes, it's faster for charging the armored core on this left-hand side, but I think it's like the payoff. I think you put it on the right-hand side. And yeah, having 2 other items there in order to gain the additional shielding is nice. I think if they had the force field over the other side, like, they might cast armored core once less, but like this would be giving 70 additional shielding and dealing 70 additional damage. Although also like the armored core not having an upgrade, but also specifically basing your entire build around the damage the armored core can deal when it scales shield. It feels like this should have been the bronze tier upgrade, or even the silver tier upgrade. Just one of them should have been targeted on the core. I'm looking at this specifically because I'm surprised to have beaten it. Like, yes, I do reasonable damage, but like, force field is very quick, and you can scale your shielding for it very quick. I do love HP. Why am I not getting any right now? I suppose it's a mistake. All right, I'm going to go look at Isla's store. I'm almost certainly going to be disappointed.
Oh, I do miss it.
Well... Railgun. Every 10 seconds, deal 200 damage with a multicast of 2 when you use another tech. Charge this 2 seconds. Railgun's incredible. Even at silver tier. 400 damage. I don't think it's currently better than what I do on board at the moment. I'm pretty sad about that. Like, missiles when you use the core, reload this. This is one of the fastest activating friends. I'm gonna buy missiles.
Well. Make me proud.
I think I'm too committed to the friends build. I've got beautiful friendship. I've got a gold Bill Dozer. I think I'm too committed to the friends build at the moment to start building railgun, especially because my only tech item is solar farm and the companion core. So, like, sure, they would give haste to a railgun, but, like, this side of the board would have to turn into constant burn, I guess, in order to support that doing anything. It's just very narrow. I don't like it. Yeah. I wasn't much expecting to see Billiam Dozer as I rolled over there. I was very much hoping for it, though. Cosmic Rock. When you crit, haste. Obviously incredible for us if we can pick it up. I really want to test out the speed of some of my items. But, like, this fight's not going to be a good way to do it. Missiles every 1.6 seconds you're going to try and fire off. But the companion core... Well, no, when you fire off, you give 2 charge back to the companion core. The companion core itself doesn't have haste, whereas you do have haste. Missiles is going to out-haste the companion core consistently. It's actually going to be really annoying. I think it's that. Missiles are still really good because I do want as many friend triggers as I can get. And also I want those friends to be capable of dealing damage so they benefit from Beautiful Friendship and then also deal the damage from Beautiful Friendship. It's definitely Cosmic Rock. 6% cooldown reduction to the entire board, or 12% crit to all items, or when you crit haste, all huge hits. Missile's got pretty significant haste there just from First Aiden. Went off slightly more commonly than Race Carl, did significantly less damage though. We pick up a Cosmic Amulet. When this gains haste, it'll give our items crit chance. I'm not going to give it haste because I don't want to put it on board. Kenny, you sell non-weapon items, and like... there's very few I care about right now. I don't know. I mean, scrap metal could turn up. Is that how narrow I'm getting at this point? Scrap metal? The docs give me literally anything. There's so much money. I really need to spend some of it.
Leave with big bargains.
Walther Cooler. Normally gain 10 max health when using Jason Friend. Charges 1 second. Admittedly, like, there will probably be PvE fights where I could afford to sub this in. In fact, I'll buy it for exactly that reason.
We could share this experience today.
Soldering Gun has +1 multi-cards if it's adjacent to a friend, +1 multi-cards if it's adjacent to a tool. We have a friend and a tool, both in Hamlet. So it would be a lot of burn for the sake of the solar farm. And then that would apply a lot of haste to my board. It would apply some haste to the board. It's only an 8 gold investment. I'm going to take it because I'm flush with so much money at the moment. I could sell it for 4, so it's only even a 4 gold kind of like swing for me to try this. I'm not going to put it on board yet. This is literally based around the possibility that I end up with a lot more burn triggers and suddenly this becomes a good idea. So like if this had Grease Fire, for instance, which is when you use a tool, burn, or even hotspots, and then I put it over on the left-hand side so that it burns 6 times every 5 seconds, and then the solar farm gives out a bunch of haste to the entire board, and then it's 6 times every 2.5 seconds. Getting board-wide perma-haste is, for most builds, the easiest way to double the output of what you do. So I often try and make sure that I end up there. Possibly too much, to my detriment even. What's up with your item? Welcome back, Blastos. Nightshade sells poison items. I mean, more impactful than getting, like, 2 additional burn on a soldering gun I might not use. We'll go look and see if there's any fun enchants. There are! Toxic First Aiden, cool. Toxic Wallace, nice. Scale it up and then it poisons them for 10% of their shield. I mean, I'm taking Toxic First Aiden literally just because it's the Aiden upgrade. It doesn't matter to me that it's toxic at all. Oh, Toxic Clarence. Deal 20 damage. Poison equal to 10% of this item's damage. When you use a friend, this gains 20 damage to the fight. It actually gains 23, just so you know. Jokes. I mean, it's a big payoff. But, like, it does the same payoff that Bill does. But Bill also reduces the cooldown of all of the other items on field. Oh, hello, Bower Drill. Welcome back. I'm gonna get rid of the Bomb Squad and Blast Doors. I am actually gonna take and hold the Bower Drill now.
Strike calmly and wait. Watch your enemy fall.
Like, there's a world where that is my haste engine. Definitely not yet. There's not enough triggers for Bower Drill to be fast enough for this to be worthwhile. There's not enough payoffs. This is missing a lot. But I'm leaving myself open to a lot of different ways to enchant. Ah, Drew Gooden fan, I see. Ah. I have that build in my backpack. Let's see whose is better. Alright, it turns out actually scaling to do things significantly better. Who debunked it? This activates 5 times. Missiles activate 6, but it's got multicast. Alright, next PvE fight, I'm gonna run missiles next to the companion core and see if it ever runs out of ammo. Because if it doesn't, that suddenly becomes much faster.
I've salvaged small Zoidicans to join you on.
Okay, we're changing. Boy. Howdy. Mamasaur. Every 8 seconds, or whatever that is with 20% cooldown reduced. If your enemy has at least 5 items, destroy a small or medium enemy item for the fight. When you destroy an item during combat, your dinosaurs permanently gain damage.
Good luck, both of you.
So now, Bill Dozer only matters as cooldown reduction for the sake of Mamasaur. Bill and Mamasaur... honestly, Bill probably doesn't even get adjacent to the companion core anymore. Ray Skull, you're literally just here for benefiting from all of the haste triggers. I'm getting rid of those. First Aiden? Actually, it actually feels like I should run Walter at the moment. Literally just for a lack of anything else to run in that position and knowing that putting another 2 size there, like, it's more damage, but damage is not what I need right now. What I need right now is triggers and haste. Mamasaur just needs to eat. She hungry. Rolling for the possibility of an upgrade on Bill Dozer. You know what? It's narrow, but I'll do it. Yeah, missiles is never going back on board. These 2 slots are going to be, like... Honestly, Walter Caller probably gets replaced by a battery. It goes on the other side of the Mamasaur, and then we're done. Honestly? Grandmaster. No, it's give me more shield at the start of the fight, actually. Gonna drop missiles and take defense grid. 10% more shield at the start of the fight. I need Mama to eat as much as she can. And she's not going to be able to do that. I mean, this is never coming back on board. Is there ever a world where that becomes a significantly better haste engine for the sake of Mamasaur? And a friend on the other side. No, it takes the cooldown reduction off the field and it doesn't replace it with enough. Goodbye, Sulfur. The idea is literally I want to get as much max HP out of Walter as possible, and I want to eat as many of their items as possible with Mamasaur. Dr. Vortex, you only have 5 items as far as I remember. I'm going to want someone who has more items so I can get more buffs. Yeah, 5 items. Oasis has 6. Cosmic Rock has the full 8. That's definitely where I want to go. Unfortunately, the Cosmic Rock doesn't have a huge amount of HP. But with all of my other damage taken off the field, Mama should be able to eat 3 times, hopefully. 3? No, Mama should be able to eat all of them. Well, all the ones she can. When there's only 4 items left on the field, she can't eat anymore. Each item she has eaten so far has given her 30 additional damage. Oh, yeah, permanently. Incredible. Oh, we get our enchant now as well, after we have Mama. Yeah, the Zarkon for additional experience, please. Shielded. So Bill would shield equal to the item's damage. Mama, shields equal to the item's damage. It's definitely going to be Mamasaur shielding equal to the item's damage. That gives me survivability while I destroy all of my enemy items. Pearl's Dig Site versus Andy. Andy could literally just give me battery. But Pearl's Dig Site could give me literally anything.
Hope you packed a change of clothes, because you're gonna
Oh,
get
including battery! Dishwasher haste your tools, 3 seconds. Your weapons gain damage with the fight. Keychain, user property, closed sign. I'll be re-rolling here. That's fun. Diamond tier brick buddy. Definitely not worth it though. I've already got my shielding taken care of, thank you. Atomic Clock increases an enemy's item cooldown by 2 seconds for the fight. Arbalist as well, benefiting from haste triggers. Agility boots for 2% crit chance in the field. Oh boy. Okay, we're starting to get to the point where I'm not expecting to get anything powerful, and now I'm just really hoping to get something that gives me enough money to justify what I've done. Cove. When you sell an item, this gains 2 value, and it already sells for 24.
Hey, you're a natural at this.
So yeah, I can play the economic game with the Cove for a little while. I don't think I'm going to put Walter next to the core during this next combat.
We're out to dethrone a king.
The Mama
not
upgrade
to
is going to be
squabble.
huge. Being able to destroy a 4th item. Oh, okay. Which of them are we going to eat? Because that's going to determine whether we win or not. Shadowed Cloak. So their scaling is now off-field, as well as their haste. No, it's not. Turbo Cutlass is providing haste to itself. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, if I could just eat one more
Landlords
time.
make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
Yeah, unfortunately, if the Turbo Cutler's going to apply haste to itself, like the most important on the field then becomes Silencer or Crow's Nest, but Crow's Nest is large. Dang. Thankfully, we're not on death's door. Cooldown reduction from Monster Ranch, please. 6% of the entire board, or 6% to one character. Let me stroke my chin for a while I think about it. Shield of Mamasaur is down to a 6-second cooldown.
Discounts for peace.
Keen a battery? I'll upgrade Walter. I'm currently running him on board. Intentionally. Thrusters. Adjacent items have their cooldowns reduced by 9%. No, I'd replace that with battery literally as soon as I find it. Weapons platform definitely has the most items to eat here, but also has the skill distributed systems. If you use a large item, haste 2 small items for 2 seconds, which is just a lot more haste triggers for the board. Nice. We got to eat a full 4 items there, getting really healthy on the Shield of Mamasaur. Hilarious. Thank you for the golden tier battery. I'll be taking that. I'll be popping it right next to Mamasaur on the other side. So every 4 seconds, it'll charge the item to the left of it for 3 seconds. 4.5 seconds into the fight. That goes 3 seconds into the fight. Toxic goes off. So Companion Gore gives haste. I'd really like Shield and Mamasaur's first trigger to happen before the battery goes off, but that's not going to line up well for us. Burn skills, irrelevant. Slow-mo Lumbra, irrelevant. All right, Dooley, what do you got for us?
Crazy, C4 is scary. You're the only one that's nice.
When you use the core, adjacent weapons gain +3 damage to the fight. 30 damage, sorry. Really not that relevant. Shield and Mamasaur gets her damage different ways. Liquid Cool. The first 5 times you use the core each fight, freeze an item of equal or smaller size. Honestly, the ability to slow them down while I'm trying to destroy their stuff sounds like a good idea to me. Isla sells weapons. I'll go there looking for the Bill or Mamasaur upgrade. Hello, Bill. Now with 30% cooldown reduction, so 2.6 seconds into the fight, Toxic First Aid goes off for the first time. It gives a second worth of cooldown to the Companion Core. The Companion Core at 2.9 seconds into the fight hastes both adjacent items. So for the next 2.4 seconds, Shielded Mamasaur has haste, so it only takes it 1.2, which means 2.9, 1.2. It triggers at 4.1 seconds into the fight, which is unfortunately right after battery. So the battery will give it 0.1 second charge for its first charge. I need to get just a little bit more reduction for Shielded Mamasaur, and then Mamasaur will go off, and then the battery will immediately charge most of Mamasaur to go off again, and that's where we want to be. I mean, I have no money at the moment, so give me a small tool so I can sell it for some money, thank you. I can eat one item here. I was about to say that wouldn't be the one I chose, but it's poisoning me, and also was all of the damage scaling and speed for Shark Ray and Barrel. Yeah, that probably was the item that we should have wanted to eat most. Without a huge amount of money, it's very easy to decide. I do have the Cove. I gotta remember, I have a lot more money than I think I do. Lost and Found finds us an Isocoric Freezer again. Time for us to earn a level up here. Volcus can be difficult. It's got 7 items versus Boss Harrow's 7 items. Okay. Yeah, Volcus can be annoying, but like, as long as I eat 3 of his items, it won't matter. And if we eat the right items, like either Stopwatch, Cryosphere, or Cryosleeve early on, nothing will matter. There goes the Cryosphere. A lot less freeze. There goes Cryosleeve. And there goes the Stopwatch. Absolutely dismantled him.
It's so cold.
Oh, hello, Cryosleeve. Every 3 seconds, freeze this and adjacent items 1 seconds. Then, when any item gains freeze, shield 75, and when any item of yours gains freeze, reduce the duration of that freeze by half. I mean, it doesn't go on our field at all. It does that every 3 seconds. I don't know, if I was running a completely different build, maybe. I know there's a gold tier friend there, but like gambling that that'll be Mamasaur rather than going for gold tier loot and gambling that that will be cooldown reduction. Yeah, cooldown reduction is exactly what I was looking for. Hello. Shield of Mamasaur gets a 9% more cooldown reduced, and boom, 4.8 seconds. That will trigger faster than the battery because it will have haste applied to it by the companion core 2.9 seconds into the fight. That's so good. I'm gonna go to middle. I'm literally going here for scrap metal, and that's it.
Find who does.
Tyrannosaur. If your enemy has at least 5 items, destroy a small item for the fight. The real reason to want to run Tyrannosaur as well as Bill Dozer and Shield of Mamasaur is not because they'll both scale like each other. That's not really the relevant part. The relevant part is that Shield of Mamasaur eats an item and then Tyrannosaur eats an item, right? Like it's very quick destruction of their board. I think I need Companion Core to stay on board for the sake of getting the haste on Mamasaur.
Every item finds its buy. It's a relationship, you know?
I mean, these board-wide cooldown reductions are insane for us. Get him. Yeah, I figured this was going to be the case. They've got well-oiled machine retooled. Your leftmost tool has +1 multicast, and they had a power drill that was heavy. They had hot spots as well. Thankfully, we just ate them all. Toxic missiles. That would have been a nightmare. And it would shield it every time it triggered? Yeah, that would have been really annoying. So glad we just ate their board. That's a fun little strategy you have on your board. What if I... And then the foley of a big comical burp. Street Festival. Visit one of the 3 merchants. I honestly can't think of what I want from there. %. So, like, the best a silencer can get to is 30% cool. Well, actually, it's 25%, I think, now. Cooldown reduction. So, like, trying to give up Bill for that doesn't seem useful. Honestly, it just seems go to Mac. Look if he has the energy potion. Oh, shiny bottled lightning. Every 5 seconds, deal 250 damage and burn 10 with a multicast of 2. That would be... that'd be an actual insane hit. If it weren't for the fact that we already do significantly better than that without it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected to happen. Refractor. When you slow, burn, freeze, or poison, this gains 30 additional damage for the fight. There's also Cauldron, burning and poisoning at the same time, and there's also a Basilisk Fang. All cool, but realistically, I was here looking for energy potion and nothing else. Kronos, you sell haste items? Only because I don't care about the Artisan Dunes. I'll come here and see what your haste items are. Turbo Flamethrower, every 5 seconds, deal 2 damage. Burn equal to 1 times the item's damage and then haste 2 items. Turbo Robocore, use the core, haste some items. I'll roll here. Yeah, like, very narrow outcomes there, but the best outcome would have been
I understand. Speed can be scary.
a turbo upgrade for the battery. Upgrade an item. Most important here is shielded Mamasaur, getting the ability to eat up until they have only 3 items now on board. Hawking Experiment, you do have, last I checked at least, an energy potion on your field. You do have an energy potion on your field. The thing is, I don't actually care about energy potions. Literally, I just went there because I could. Ross Street Champion, you would be interesting though. I only get to eat 3 items into this fight, but Blizzard, at the start of each fight, freeze all non-weapon items for 2 seconds. That'd be great. Shielded Mamasaur gets a 2-second head start. But also, Liquid Cooled means I freeze the first time I use my core. So Invigorating Cold, the first time you freeze each fight, haste 2 items 2 seconds. Totally reasonable. Yeah, it's just some more haste triggers for me. There's a world where I would like that to hit the battery.
Reward the peaceful, punish the... I can feel our energies resonating.
Thank you for the crypto. I'll be doing some gambling with that. I'll check out JJ's items.
I mean, a customer.
I'm gonna get rid of the duct tape, but I will take metronome. I don't expect to use it. Funny. Virus. Every 12 seconds, poison 2, destroy another small item on each player's board for the fight. So it would destroy the battery. The battery, unfortunately, wouldn't have even gone through all of its charges by the time the virus goes off. But it also destroys items. And if it destroys an item on my board and an item on the enemy board, that's 80 additional damage permanently for the shielded Mamasaur. Like, legitimately, that would actually be like a really good substitution specifically for PvE fights.
So, how about this weather?
Just for additional scaling on Mama. That's it. Mama's not really gonna have the time for virus to go off in those fights, is she? Metronome. Why do I have metronome? When you use an adjacent item, haste the other adjacent item for 1 second. It's because dreams die hard. And, like, if we found the exact perfect setup of things, Power Drill would still be more powerful. Also, Metronome is a great enchant target.
Go ahead.
I don't think...
Underestimate.
Actually,
It
how far are
makes
we into the
this
game?
more fun.
7 wins. Yeah, I might get to level 19. Especially if I lose. Ooh, I'm so sorry. The torpedo is gone. And I get to eat. No, I don't get to eat another item? Dang.
Next time, boys, less blunder, more plunder.
See, now that we're past day 10, in fact, now that we're on day 12, our game plan really has to revolve around preventing the enemy from executing their game plan, because if it doesn't, we are conceding. A lot of builds are very, very solitaire at this point. We need to drag him back into the realm. Metronome with an additional second of haste or companion core? I mean, neither of them need it.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that find a home.
If Metronome ever went on field, it would want the rocket boot upgrade, but I gotta tell you, like, I am holding these right now, and it's only because I have no cost in holding them right now. I would estimate there's like a maximum 5% chance any of these end up back on board. But I don't have to sell them yet, so I won't. 2.5 second cooldown on Toxic Aid. Get him, buddy. Get him, buddy. 2 additional value to the Cove. I mean, 2 additional value to the Cove argues for me buying and selling literally every item here. Because I get 1 gold back when I sell them, and... You know what? It would have at that point started to cost me, because I would have not been able to do that.
Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
This is an annoyance. Proboscis, when you slow, deal 4 damage. This and Pylon have really good enchants because it changes when you slow. The enchant is when you slow, do whatever the enchant was. And like a slow enchant on Metronome is always a pretty big hit. This is so far past. Like, I would need an insane amount. Like, this is... I want it. I want it to be good. But
That's a bargain.
it won't be. An additional second of slow, though. To buy and sell the exoskeleton, I'll buy the makeshift barricade. Because if I do get a slow enchant, then it goes on the metronome, and I will actually use the makeshift barricade at that point, I believe. Maybe. I mean, if I get a slow enchant and put it on Bill Dozer, and because it probably, on large size items, they typically target... Yeah, they typically target multiple items. Like, a heavy Bill Dozer slows 3 items for 2 seconds. Making that a 3rd second would be really impactful. Fortis teaches shield skills, but the best shield skill will be Emergency Shield. When you get below half health the first time each fight, immediately use your largest shield item, which would be Shield of Mamasaur immediately eating something and shielding me.
I am not prideful. I simply acknowledge the fact of my greatness.
Static Acceleration. When you haste, your items gain 2% crit chance for the fight.
Olin had a saying.
Yep.
Power is wisdom. Something like that.
Chrono Barrier. Non-tech item cooldowns are increased by 2 seconds. Do I think that slows down my enemies? so much more than me that I can afford to run it. Because, like, it will slow down everything except for my battery. Because it would probably have to replace the companion core. Which means I lose my freezing and I lose my additional haste from invigorating cold. I also lose a bunch of my scaling from haste giving crit chance.
Buy, don't buy, as long as we get to hang out.
I guess. Like, I don't want Mamasaur to be slower, but I don't want Bill to do a bunch of damage in this veteran octopus fight. I just want Mama to be able to eat as many items as she can. If I'm honest, I think I have the best outcome at that if I also take my haste off of the field. Because if I keep the haste on field, I'm going to start critting the enemy. Not especially quickly. Let's take first aid off the field and then put that there. There we go. This is also going to be a level up to 15 before we leave the floor. All right, we managed to eat maximum items. Woohoo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we even got some takoyaki. So 6, 40, that's 240 additional damage? Hell yeah. I mean, 100% it's gold tier loot item. Looking at the cooldown reduction again. Oh my god. Feather, 6% cooldown reduction to the entire board. I'm so invested. They're so fast. Honestly, Isla does nothing for me. Aerodrome, what do you got? Experience? Yes, please. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's go. How does a real MN deal with item destruction? Ah. You try to kill me before I can do any of it. Oh, I didn't get the core. I wanted to get the core. Yeah, just like an absolute how dare you for running 2 railguns, both with enchants on them. 2 other tech items as well. That would have been wild if I didn't destroy their stuff. That absolutely would have... Oh my gosh. And with the... If I didn't have the shield, I think yeah, if I didn't have the shield, I still lose that fight. Even after destroying 2 of their items on board. If only I could have destroyed the heavy core. That said, I am saying that after a win. I want to make it very clear that was a win. I'm just still complaining about it.
Send me your huge items. Price? Don't care.
All right, bye-bye.
Buy something huge and then sell it to me.
Cooldown reduction.
I see buried treasure. That's been sitting there 20 years. Wait.
Hit him with the clockwork blades. That only lowers the cooldown of things on field, which is why I didn't do the same substitution I typically do. I'm still moving things off and on the board, literally just out of paranoia at this point. I have had so many people tell me that it both either definitely does matter that you take cooldown reducing items off the board before you sell feathers, and people tell me that it definitely doesn't matter. And both of them, this is the annoying thing, both of them had numbers to show that they were right. So I'm just gonna do it out of an abundance of caution at this point in time until someone extremely authoritative sets right.
While you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar. Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
When you sell this, your leftmost slow item gets 1 second additional slow. Ooh, we can upgrade that to 1.0 additional seconds to slow. Oh, aren't we lucky?
That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you. Warms my rusty circuits to see that find a home.
I mean, to me, the only upgrade to an item right here is get the battery to charge a full 4 seconds. Well. Do I also want to feel virus? I'm worried that'll give too much poison to the enemy, but it also means that after the shielded Mamasaur is done eating, the virus can still finish off a couple items. Alright, Mama would have to stop eating right now. Unfortunately, we crit. Virus could have killed another one. I mean, we still did get more destruction than we usually would, because the virus killed another item in my battery. And the Shield of Mamasaur only cares about when you destroy items during combat. It doesn't say your enemy items. It says when you destroy an item. Aerodrome, find a unique space. I mean, additional experience, absolutely. None of these are especially good. Zara teaches haste and charge skills, and I really do like haste and charge skills. It's just, I don't think I need any right now. I mean, Shield Bash, like, causing Shield and Mamasaur to come out faster would be nice as well. I'm going to go to Fortis, and it's literally because I want the emergency shielding, because I think that makes the most impact and difference here.
People say, don't get so defensive, Fortis, but I'm a shield master.
Yikes. Shield items are plus 15 shields. You shield equal to 3 times the burn on the opponent, or your weapons and shield items are plus 6 for each friend you have.
Are they
Yikes.
hitting you? Or are they hitting themselves with you?
Grandmaster. Ooh. Both of these are great upgrades. I don't think I need additional haste triggers from Invigorating Cold. I think 15% additional shielding based on my max HP at the start of the fight is far more important. There's no reason for me to sell anything in my inventory. It doesn't give me a benefit on board to do so. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to eat 1. Dang. That's also deadly. I mean, I am up at double my max HP. Never mind. We beat the boulder. Okay, that's really interesting. Let's go back to that. How did that happen? So we ate the repeater immediately. That's pretty important because the repeater was giving out 3 seconds worth of haste to other adjacent other targets, rather. The turbo double barrel, this only went off twice. Did I freeze it early on? Is that what happened there? I guess I froze it a bunch. Because this was also giving haste to 2 items for 1 second. So if this got to go off a couple of times, the deadly boulder could have had haste. Let's have a look at that again. So right before the double barrel goes off the first time, it gets frozen, and then it gets frozen again, and then it gets frozen again because it's the only medium item on board. So after the turbo repeater is destroyed, then all of the companion core's liquid cooling triggers are guaranteed to go on the turbo double barrel, which prevented all of their speed generation in order to get the boulder to hit me fast enough. And yes, Shield Bash was there, but 4 seconds worth of charge for a weapon? It probably gave that charge to these while they were being destroyed. Oh, that was huge. Berserker, while your enemy has more health than you, your weapons have their cooldowns reduced by 20%. I got less health than you. You were trying to hunt pigs, weren't you, buddy? I see you, I see you. 83% crit chance on the deadly boulder, and we were above double our max HP, so even if it did hit afterwards, we were going to be fine. That was a great run. I mean, like, any run where you get a Mamasaur early enough to actually be able to exploit it to full potential is just a wild time. Getting Bill Dozer before you get your silver tier level up, like before you hit level 7, so you have the ability to upgrade Bill Dozer to 20% cooldown reduction for all of your other friends, including a friend that is your companion core. It's nutty. It's absolutely nutty. We even had 93 golden bag we're just holding on to. All right, a pretty comfortable win, I think. All things considered, I think I piloted that reasonably well. And now that we've got through, I'm going to say possibly one of the hardest characters this patch. Next episode, we get to play probably the strongest in Pygmalion. And we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Bazaar. Top left is a series playlist for all the content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting our public on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. That are above the thank tier. And a special thanks to this episode to Moms. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Oh, that bugged. Whoops.